10 years ago, I'll never forget this because it was back when Randy Edsall was the coach of the University of Maryland. Randy Edsall used to coach at UConn, and he came over to Maryland, and it was around the time the transition was there, and this was around the time also that they flipped Stefon Diggs. All right, Stefon Diggs, who we know is at this point, one of the top receivers in the NFL. He came out of my high school, good counsel, and then he decided to go to Maryland, which really actually shocked everybody. But I'll never forget that time because Maryland was going through a transition from a football perspective, and now Maryland was trying to become a football powerhouse. This was the scene before the game, and I pulled it up just so you guys see how much hatred, where this dust up between James Franklin and Coach Locksley, where it kind of started when it comes to the schools that they represent.
Familiarity does breed a little contempt. There are a lot of PA guys in white uniforms today and a lot of Maryland guys in blue today, Joey, and they exchanged some pleasantries pregame. And no handshake for the coin toss from Maryland before the game today. It is on. Familiarity does breed.
Yeah. So what happened, again, because like she said, then you saw it was 10 years ago. Obviously, some words exchanged within the handshake after Penn State just, tapped up on some Maryland ass. And that, again, pains me to say, seeing that I'm from Maryland, I get it. Look, Penn State, they got it this year, but they beat Maryland's ass pretty well. And there was some tension at the handshake. And it brings me to what we got to understand as coaches, as adults, as the adults in the business and the folks that it's our responsibility to set a quality example for the young people. There was, as a matter of fact, let me just play it and then I'll respond to it, and then we'll get to the Ohio State Michigan recap. Then they brought in DJ Durkin, and then he had his situation, and they brought Locksley back in to be the head coach. And so I met him through all that, being a Maryland guy and all that kind of stuff. And my take on it is this. I remember reading this way back when I just graduated from college. I really did. I have absolutely no issues with it. If you're getting your ass whooped, stop us. And that's the mentality. And that's where, again, I think if you're Locksley, you got to take it. You got to eat it. You got to simply eat it. And you don't get to have, if you put up a competitive fight and you actually had a team that competed with them, then you shouldn't be worrying about that stuff.